Good afternoon, I'm Ray Collins. Our top story, the start of a trial for one of the men accused of killing a Bradenton couple with their 5 children nearby. Trey Nonnombre is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the 2015 home invasion and fatal shooting. The incident was caught on security video at the house on Southern Parkway. Nonnombre is one of 3 suspects charged. Jimmy McTeer's trial begins next month, while Therese Jones took a plea deal of 25 years in prison in exchange for testifying against the 2 other suspects. An update now on a 7-hour standoff at a house in Parrish. This man, David Coverman, you're about to see, was taken into custody late last night and is charged now with aggravated assault with a firearm. Manatee County Sheriff deputies say Coverman barricaded himself in his house about 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. The incident reportedly began when Coverman pointed a gun at his wife and fired shots out a window of the house. Some neighbors were evacuated. Nobody was injured. This afternoon, Manatee County Sheriff deputies are searching for 4 siblings taken from their home. An Amber Alert has since been issued. Here they are. The 4 kids are Joseph, Jocelyn, Joella, and Jacqueline Gadjuan. Their grandmother had temporary custody due to an issue between the parents. She reported them missing last Friday after the mother took the kids from her house. The mother is only allowed supervised visits, and detectives have since found information that they could be in danger.
Well, we're still searching for the children, and we did get some unconfirmed reports overnight, sporadic sightings, really in several locations around the state, and I believe one out of state.
The mother is believed to be dangerous due to her involvement in dangerous situations over the past few months, including a shooting between her estranged husband in July. They may be in a dark green Toyota Corolla. If you see them, call 911. Now to the latest on Hurricane Maria. This Category 3 storm is leaving a path of destruction through the Caribbean. President Trump has declared a state of emergency in Puerto Rico, which is now without power. Nick Patton-Walsh has the latest.
Puerto Rico ravaged after taking its first direct hit from a Category 4 hurricane in nearly a century. The governor imposing a curfew each night for Puerto Rico's 3.4 million residents. The entire island in the dark after the power grid was completely knocked out.
We're looking at 4 to 6 months without electricity.
Roofs ripped off buildings, homes reduced to rubble, streets swallowed by floodwaters, littered with debris, gas stations underwater. The island's already fragile infrastructure decimated. The governor asking President Trump to declare the island a disaster zone.
This is the most devastating storm either in a century or quite frankly in modern history.
Hurricane Maria unleashing punishing winds up to 155 miles per hour. Pelting torrential rain sideways and breaking trees in half as residents rode out the storm, some in shelters, others in stairwells.
I've never seen anything like this. The ferocity powering through, it's torn away the awnings, pulling out the trees too. Whoa!
This is the road of destruction we encountered on our drive from the east coast of the island in Palma del Mar, where Maria made landfall. A gas leak forcing us to evacuate our hotel. The scale of devastation staggering. The highway littered with dead trees, downed electrical cables and telephone poles, propellers snapping off wind turbines. The closer we got to San Juan, the more dangerous the drive became, water inundating the roadways as we tried to pass. Storm surges of upwards of 5 feet, turning streets into rivers and parking lots into swimming pools. The monster storm devastating much of the Caribbean. The worst of it, captured in these aerial images on the island of Dominica, which took a direct hit from Maria, was a Category 5 storm. At least 14 people are dead, many others still missing. Officials estimating about 70% of the island's buildings damaged or destroyed.
Well, this has been a hurricane season like none I can recall in years.
This season ain't over yet. Ain't over till it's over, right?
Yeah.
We got time to go. The good news is, if you look at some of the longer-term computer models, it seems like, you know, after we get rid of Maria and send her out into the ocean for the rest of her life, maybe we'll get a little bit of a break here. So
That'd be
hopefully.
nice.
That said, as we head into the last couple of months of the hurricane season, favored locations for development are in Gulf waters. So, yeah, it ain't over till it's over, right? As the great one said. The forecast looking like this, calling for some pleasant weather as we head into the afternoon. I think we'll see, building clouds, and like yesterday, a few scattered showers around. The forecast looking pretty nice in terms of some sunshine, but, as the second half of the afternoon wears on, you'll see building clouds. A lot like we saw yesterday. The moisture is a little thicker today, so I think we'll probably see maybe a few more showers around, but not significantly so. Satellite view shows lots of sunshine in the forecast for this afternoon, but then we'll watch the building clouds. Probably around same time frame too, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, you'll start to see the showers and the skies darken, fill with clouds at times. And a couple of the showers could actually develop into thunderstorms. That's certainly not out of the question. Our forecast for today, I'm going to put the rain chance at about where we were yesterday, about 20% or so. But then, as we head into the next several days, our rain chances are going to go up. And we'll talk about that and talk about what effect Maria will have on our weather coming up in just a few minutes. Ray?
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. New at noon. Now, interesting story here. The city of Venice has taken the final step in denying medical marijuana dispensaries in their city. In a 6-0 vote last night, City Council felt there was a lack of regulatory control. State of Florida statutes only allow for regulating dispensaries if the local governments regulate pharmacies like CVS or Walgreens. Because Venice does not regulate pharmacies, the city would not have control over dispensaries, and therefore they voted to ban them. Don't forget, Florida voters approved the use of medical marijuana last year. In the wake of Hurricane Irma, lots of prospective vacationers here are checking on our status through Visit Sarasota County. Local tourism officials are quick to point out hotels are now freed up since the power is back on and evacuees went back home. Most of Irma's damage was on the Keys, South Florida, and nearby DeSoto County. Visit Sarasota's president says she's doing all she can to communicate that the Suncoast is open for business.
We link directly to the Sarasota County Government Emergency Operations site on their website to ours, and make sure we're sharing those messages immediately after the storm.
Tourist area still closed as the Venice fishing pier. Irma damaged the floorboards, and the city says it'll take months to rebuild. Still to come on your Suncoast News at noon, an unusual spike in hepatitis A in parts of the country. We'll tell you how you can avoid contamination. And bomb-sniffing dogs are now being trained to sniff out something much different, and it could save lives.
The 11 o'clock advisory, the new update now is suggesting that the tornado watch is over, although sometimes tornadoes do occur outside of the watch area.
In for now, because first responders still have to assess the area.
As information is coming in, we're just trying to make sure that it gets on air, on digital, and on the phone.
Storm's impact goes well beyond, damage and power outages. It also affects sports.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, 76 degrees, and the dew point value higher than it was 24 hours ago, coming in at 74. We have an east wind at about 7, some sunshine, but also some clouds building, particularly in inland areas, which is where I think our rains will start first, building inland, and then they'll gradually drift back to the coast. We have across the region 87 degrees in Arcadia, Wauchula 86 degrees, Myakka, Parrish at 87, Bradenton at 86, 87 degrees in Northport. We have Punta Gorda coming in at 87, Venice at 86, and Boca Grande at 86. Still have some showers left over from Jose. It's still producing rain. It's just not moving. It must be kind of a burden for these folks along the coastline who have been just watching those pounding waves, and I'm sure some folks are seeing some beach erosion that is not terribly pleasant for them or their pieces of property. Right now, though, we're just getting some light rain showers and maybe some breezy winds in parts of Montauk and areas around Cape Cod. And, I mean, it's not really a serious issue. Certainly will not stop any air traffic that's going into Boston or New York or Jersey or Philly. If you're heading to any of that corridor, to those corridors, well, you're fine. Now, what may slow up a little bit later on today are areas around Chicago or Minneapolis-St. Paul. You could have some pretty big thunderstorms there, which might actually slow air traffic just a little bit. So watch for that if you're traveling. Elsewhere, things are pretty quiet across the state of Florida. We had some thunderstorms yesterday in our 24-hour loop, but today things are pretty quiet. We got a few showers beginning to build over on the other coast, but locally everything is tame. We like that. If you look at the thunderstorm possibility and the chance of severe weather today, it's really going to focus around Oklahoma City and then up toward Minneapolis-St. Paul down through about the Chicago area. For our neck of the woods, any showers that turn to thunderstorms, it's just going to be benign summertime thunderstorms. Nothing severe here to really worry about. So good news in that regard. High pressure, the dominant weather feature back to the west, providing us with that easterly wind flow. Catching the fetch of air over the Atlantic waters, enriching it with moisture, and having moistened our atmosphere, setting the stage for a few scattered afternoon showers. They build inland. Sea breeze maybe develops a little bit, but it's pinned pretty close to the coast, so showers that do develop will be, I think, mostly near the coast in terms of the stronger storms and the potential for thunderstorm activity, but you can see a few scattered showers in inland areas as well. Of course, we'll be watching very carefully Maria. Maria may actually help our weather as it lifts north into the near Atlantic, nowhere near the state of Florida. But around it, there'll be drier air because what goes up must come down. And with a thunderstorm, as it lifts the air up, it tends to fall on its periphery. And falling air does not produce clouds. It's a drying effect in our atmosphere. And that's what we're going to get around its periphery. That comes our way next week. We'll show you that in a second. Warm weather continues, isolated late showers, sun, then a few clouds. Future rainfall forecast shows those showers building along the coast, a couple of them anyway, nothing really heavy, and then tomorrow may be more of the same. Couple of storms that we're watching, Jose and Maria in particular. That one's going to wash out, so that was Lee. Not really worried about that. We'll give you the forecast for these two storms in just a few minutes, but really not much has changed in that regard. We still have a Category 3 storm. We still have a tropical storm, and both of them are forecast to probably not bother anybody too much anymore. Let's hope. Forecast calls for a northeast wind at about 10 knots. Surging a little this afternoon and evening to about 15 knots. And for the week ahead, nice weather. Chance of showers increases just a little bit, but not all day rainouts Friday and Saturday. And then that drying effect takes place on Sunday and reduces rain chances. Ray?
All right, thank you, John. There's a deadly hepatitis A outbreak sweeping many parts of the country right now. The Colorado Health Department says it has seen an increase in cases among gay men and the homeless. They're seeing double the amount of outbreaks in the past 9 months compared to last year. Hepatitis A can do serious damage to the liver. The best way to avoid it, a vaccine or simply washing your hands.
If you eat out, if you like any kind of fruits or vegetables, at some point you potentially will be exposed to this virus and you could get sick from it.
Hepatitis A is highly contagious and can be spread by unwashed hands, tainted food or drinks, or sexual transmission. Typically, it's not deadly, but so far more than a dozen people have died from this disease in Southern California alone. A surrogate mother in Oregon is giving up compensation to help another woman in need. Lauren Malink has the story.
They say there's no such thing as a selfless good deed. But Tess Nordstog is an exception to that.
I am a surrogate mother, and I am having a baby boy for a couple they're some of the most incredible people I've ever met. And from the very beginning, going into this journey, it was on my heart that all of the compensation that I might receive from the surrogacy would be donated to something.
And that something happens to be a woman in need of a life-saving medical procedure costing upwards of $50,000.
I didn't have a plan going into it necessarily. I just knew that I wanted it to impact someone close to me if possible, someone who was a giver themselves that maybe always put other people before them, and that's exactly how this person is. She's a person in this community who every single day, that's all she does is take care of other people.
It's an undertaking that's been met with admiration.
Every time someone kind of says something like that or praises or commends or whatever for what I'm doing, it's just, I really just think this is what people are supposed to do for each other.
Despite that, Nordstog maintains it's all about the coming baby.
None of it would be possible if this baby boy hadn't decided to go on this adventure with me. Like, he's who's actually making all of this happen. He's the kind of smile maker in all of this.
The baby is due on September 28th.
Other health news, some bomb-sniffing dogs are saving lives in a very unusual way. They're trained to detect prostate cancer. Some doctors in Indianapolis are working with some VA patients to test their theory that the dogs can identify prostate cancer in urine. In fact, out of 900 samples, the dogs were able to sniff out the disease 98% of the time over the past 2 years. So how does it work? Well, they say if the dog leaves its head in a bucket for a long period of time, he has detected the prostate cancer in the urine.
If more people can get screened because of the non-invasive part of the sensor, then we can catch prostate cancer early and can save the lives of men.
And if the dog's findings match that of the sensor, then they've got a medical breakthrough on their hands. Wow. Still to come, a new choice for cell phones. Apple and Samsung facing new competition from Google. And we have a guest chef in the kitchen today from Michael's on East. Chef Jamil is back. And Chef, what do you have for us today?
So we're going to be doing a beautiful snapper sofrito, a very traditional Spanish dish with some linguica, mussels, you name it. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41. Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Google is one step closer to making its own smartphones, speakers, and other electronics. The company just bought a large chunk of the device manufacturer HTC for more than $1 billion. The deal will give Google access to the hardware it needs to jump into the phone-making business to compete with Apple and Samsung. Also, as part of the deal, some HTC employees will join Google as well.
It's of course still very early days for Google hardware. We've been focused on building our core capabilities. But with this agreement, we're taking a very large leap forward, and we're very excited about what we can do bringing the best of Google software together with thoughtfully designed hardware.
HTC will still make its own smartphones, but the acquisition means it lost a good portion of its talent. Some parents might be hauled into court for not paying their children's school lunches. As Stephanie Sandova tells us, some of them skipped out on paying for 12 years.
Parents not paying for school lunch could face small claims court if their balance reaches $500. And parents can even miss events such as graduation ceremonies if they don't cooperate with the school district. It's a decision the school board thinks will solve the non-payment problem, a roughly $30,000 a year problem.
We're talking about people who, for one reason or another, just refuse to pay.
The superintendent says this has been an ongoing issue for quite some time now.
I think in the past, there's been a hands-off approach. There's really been no consequence.
He says right now there are around 70 families that owe the school lunch money.
And so this policy allows us to take them to small claims court to try and receive that compensation back.
An avoidable expense by a simple payment plan, the school board president says.
We will work out a payment plan for them. They can sign up for free and reduced lunch. Some of them just don't fill out the paperwork, and they have to fill the paperwork out in order for it to work.
Facebook is apologizing for letting anti-Semitic ads on its site. Facebook's COO, Sheryl Sandberg, said in a post she is disgusted that Facebook has been allowing advertisers to use anti-Semitic phrases. Facebook immediately removed the categories after news outlet ProPublica discovered them last week. Sandberg says Facebook will add more human reviewers to oversee its ad system. She also said the company plans to launch a program allowing users to report potential abuses of ads. She wrote, quote, "Hate has no place on Facebook. As a Jew, as a mother, and as a human being, I know the damage that can come from hate." On a lighter note now, time for lunch. John is with Chef Jamil from Michael's on East. Fellas, take it away.
One thing's for sure, you always love it when Chef Jamil's in the kitchen. Good to see you, sir.
It's great to see you.
Managed to weather the storm okay? Everything all right?
Oh, perfect. We didn't even lose power now. Michael's on East, we did, so.
Yeah, a lot of restaurants had to throw away a lot of food. So you know when you're going in, you're getting the freshest food available.
Everything's fresh, including the fish, if you can see right
all
here.
Brand new. What are you cooking for us today?
So we got some nice, beautiful snapper right here. One thing I want to show you, it's a red snapper.
Yeah.
It's actually like a hog snapper.
Okay.
Right here, what I do when I keep the skin on the snapper is to basically cut it right here, so when you cook it, it doesn't curl up.
Okay.
A little bit. So it's curled up a little bit, but not as much as you would think. So I'm putting some salt and pepper right here. This is actually a Spanish dish from sofrito, which is a very Spanish, Latin America, European, Portuguese is a lot, base of sofrito. We've got here some very small peppers.
Tell people what sofrito. Sofrito's like a.
It's like a little.
It's like a chutney, sort of.
It's like a chutney, yeah, like a Spanish chutney, but basically it's made out of tomatoes. Everything you cut is very small. Like right here we have tomato, cumin, paprika, and you have peppers, cut in very small. Which is basically what it does is it's a base for anything that you're gonna do.
I tasted it earlier. It's so stinking good.
So what I do when we start this fish right here, we're gonna start with the skin down first, so you can get a little nice crispy on it. And this dish, it actually doesn't really matter that much. So when we have that ready to go, let's talk about here. The sofrito is ready. So right here, what I have is some clam juice.
Clam juice.
And then we got some virgin olive oil right here that we could cook the fish a little bit.
Okay.
And then we have some mussels, some Prince Edward mussels right here.
I love Prince Edward mussels.
One of the things about mussels, if you actually ever had mussels before, sometimes they open, but if you close them like this and they close all the way, that means it's still alive. And if it doesn't close, throw it away.
Okay.
And I always make sure you always rinse your mussels. Like for example, this one right here, if you can see, I don't know if the camera can see it. You see it was open, now it's closed.
Now
that means that it's alive.
Okay.
All right, so it's one of the cool things when you actually look at that stuff.
Yeah.
Right here, we're gonna flip this. Now, we don't have to get this crispy because we're gonna make it into a sauce. Right here, I got some linguica cooking, which we grill right here.
This is what?
Linguica, which is a nice Spanish sausage, kind of like a smoked sausage.
Linguica.
Linguica,
I have to
longaniza.
admit, I've never heard of that. Is it like a chorizo?
It's like a very light chorizo, basically.
Light chorizo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut some right here so we can add it to the flavor of the dish.
It's a pork sausage?
It's a pork sausage.
Okay.
Just like chorizo is. So what this will do is give us a nice little flavor. And you can see we're gonna take the sofrito and just put it right in here. So we're gonna mix almost like a little fish stew.
You carry on there. I'm coming over here to the, what did you call this again?
Linguica.
Linguica.
Linguica, which is almost like a linguiça chorizo. And then I got some clam juice. We're gonna add some clam juice here.
Whoa.
That's gonna give us a little bit of the juice so it can get the sofrito a little bit open. And then we're just gonna throw some mussels in here. Now, a lot of cool thing about this is that we're gonna take another saute pan, put some mussels in there, and just put them anywhere you want. So then once the mussels open, that's gonna give you that good flavor too. A little bit of this.
How long will the PIE mussels take to cook?
It'll take about not even 2 minutes.
No, okay, it's fast thing.
What I did here, unfortunately, is to cover it. And this is what I'll do. See, the mussels already start to open. What this does is gonna make everything come together. You get the mussels nice and steamed so they can open up. Once they open up, you turn it out, take the pan out, and then you can finish cooking the fish.
Now, is this on the menu or is this a special item? What are you doing with this one?
This is a Epicurean menu, Spanish that we're doing right now for Epicurean Adventure at Michael's that we do every month.
That's a wonderful thing.
So,
kind of flavors of the world.
Kind of the war.
All right, great.
And then you can see right here is the finished item.
Final product right there. I want to remind everybody the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link button, and Chef Jamil's instructions will be right there for you. I had a bite earlier, and I can attest it's delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Always a
pleasure being here.
We'll be right back.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Get the lowest prices of the year during the Ram Power Days event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Don't just settle for what's available at a smaller lot. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab at rock bottom pricing. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
I went in skeptical and came away impressed.
Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, a segment best.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A delicate search effort is underway now near a children's school near Mexico City. An earthquake has killed over 250 people, but dozens more have since been rescued. Omar Jimenez has the latest on these rescue efforts.
A magnitude 7.1 earthquake in central Mexico leaves hundreds dead and many more injured. Across Mexico City, one of the most populous cities in the Western Hemisphere, dozens of buildings have collapsed. But rescuers from all walks of life have banded together to scour the debris, and dozens of survivors have been pulled from the rubble. Volunteers removed bricks and pieces of concrete by hand and used thermal, sound, and movement sensors to assist in their search. Workers hold up their fists to signal for silence so they can listen for signs of life. Many schools in Mexico City were seriously damaged, including a private elementary school that folded in on itself. Several trapped children were pulled alive from the debris. One girl described what she endured as the building collapsed.
Just when we were going to run down, part of the building collapsed and everything was dust and we couldn't see anything. The English teacher helped us come down because we couldn't use the stairs. They were moving a lot.
An unknown number of people are staying at shelters around the city and schools have closed indefinitely. Mexico has declared 3 days of mourning.
Meantime, it might not instill the same amount of fear as hurricanes Harvey, Maria, or Irma, but Tropical Storm Jose is still hitting the East Coast very hard. Jose was previously a hurricane, has since dropped buckets of rain on parts of North Carolina and Virginia, and now it's affecting New England.
We're definitely going to get 2 to 3 feet of water out here. So we're preparing, getting everything blocked in, getting all our equipment up to the second floors and things like that, because it will flood over here.
It's expected to hit the islands off Cape Cod of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. People are mostly concerned there about flooding and beach erosion. It is the summer of natural disasters right now.
Well, looking on the positive side, they could have had a Category 2 hurricane there.
Oh, that's true.
And oftentimes with nor'easters, they'll get worse conditions than what they're seeing with this storm. So, you know, I'd say they dodged a bullet. But yeah, that's nothing to sneeze about, no doubt about it. You know, coastal flooding is no picnic, and certainly some beach erosion is expensive to deal with.
I have been in Nantucket several times. My sister lives there, and it's a very fragile place, not exactly built to hurricane code like down here.
Well, you know what? They also took away a lot of those sea oats right along the coastline, too, along the dunes they have there, and that was not a good idea. And Long Island did that as well, and Jersey Shore as well, too. So, but I think they began to, know about that and start replanting, and everything is perhaps a little bit better. Those vegetation really important to breaking those waves.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah. So around our area, we have pretty nice weather. We started the morning off Lakewood Ranch webcam showing a little bit of low cloudiness from time to time, but as forecast, it has mixed away, leaving us with some sunshine. And now a few fair weather clouds beginning to build and move into the area. We'll see some of those clouds start to build into showers, I think, as we head into the next couple of hours, and then even a thunderstorm or two as we get into around the 4 o'clock hour. There's a few clouds around, but nothing really heavy. Satellite view showing a few of those clouds popping up from time to time. Now, we're starting to see a little bit of activity down there in Lee County, but so far nothing in our area. I think as we head into the next maybe 2 hours, we'll start to see a few of those starting to pop up across the region. Kind of similar to yesterday, about a 20% chance of rain will do it. Another warm one in store for us. Daytime highs topping out near the 90 mark. We'll talk about a little bit of drier air returning to the forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. Suspense is building on President Trump's intentions with the Iran nuclear deal. He's been hinting about backing out of the deal, even though Iran's president does not appear ready to renegotiate. Jim Acosta reports.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Listening to President Trump talk about the Iran nuclear deal, it sounds as if he's setting up another reality TV-style cliffhanger.
I have to say, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
All week long at the United Nations, the president has signaled he may be on the verge of scrapping the Obama administration agreement designed to pause Iran's nuclear weapons program.
Shock.
Adding to the rising tensions, Iran's president condemned Mr. Trump's speech to the UN.
The ignorant, absurd, and hateful rhetoric filled with ridiculously baseless allegations.
The president is offering no apologies for his UN address.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
Despite the complaints from Democrats.
You have to ask yourself, is America safer because of Rocket Man? Did we bring anybody to the table as a consequence of that language?
Including Hillary Clinton.
I thought it was very dark, dangerous, not the kind of message that the leader of the greatest nation in the world should be delivering.
The depraved.
Top Trump administration surrogates appear to be attempting to soften some of the president's tough talk. Take UN Ambassador Nikki Haley's caution on the Iran nuclear deal.
It's not a clear signal that he plans to withdraw. What it is a clear signal that he's not happy with the deal and that the United States is not safer because of it.
Making a rare public appearance in New York, former President Barack Obama didn't mention his successor by name, but he seemed to call on the world to reject the divisive politics that launched Mr. Trump into power.
The rise of nationalism and xenophobia and a politics that says it's not we, but us and them.
Across town, the First Lady was giving a speech about children being exposed to the dangers of bullying on, of all places, social media.
We must turn our focus right now to the message and content they are exposed to on a daily basis through social media, the bullying, the experience online and in person.
Critics wonder whether those pleas to stop bullying should be directed to the president, who just last night slammed the Emmy Awards, tweeting, "I was saddened to see how bad the ratings were on the Emmys last night, the worst ever. Smartest people of them all are the deplorables." Perhaps the president wasn't a big fan of former press secretary Sean Spicer's latest spin at the podium.
North Korea's foreign minister has delivered a scornful response to the U.S. president and his threat to destroy North Korea, likening it to the sound of a dog barking. He said he felt sorry for the president's advisors after his speech to the UN on Tuesday. Jimmy Kimmel is not backing down on his fight against the new GOP health care bill. He's been sparring with Illinois Senator Bill Cassidy. They've gone back and forth since his appearance on Kimmel's show. And now the talk show host is accusing the first-term senator of lying.
There's a new Jimmy Kimmel test for you. It's called a lie detector test. You're welcome to stop by the studio and take it anytime.
Senator Cassidy has not responded directly to Kimmel. Time is ticking now to replace and repeal Obamacare. At this point, the plan only has about 47 votes, not enough to pass. A domestic dispute in Memphis between a mother and a father left their infant in critical condition. As Jarita Patterson tells us, while trying to drive away to avoid being shot, the mother allegedly ran over her baby.
Police saturated the Southeast Memphis apartment complex Wednesday morning following a domestic dispute. But it's who was caught in the middle that makes things even more disturbing.
We're investigating where a 1-year-old was possibly thrown from a vehicle and is now listed in extremely critical condition at this time.
Eyewitnesses said the toddler was run over not once but twice as his mother was trying to drive away.
She ran over the baby. So when everyone started screaming and hollering, you ran over the baby, she jumps out the car and starts screaming and hollering, rolling on the ground.
The child was taken to Le Bonheur in extremely critical condition. His mother also rushed away. Detectives said this all happened as the child's father fired a shot into the air while fighting with the toddler's mother. Soon after, she tried speeding away in this white Honda.
At first he wasn't breathing, then he starts breathing, and by that time a police officer had pulled up.
Sharita Rayner watched everything from her front window before running out of her apartment, bothered and emotional from what she just witnessed.
I mean, it hurt my heart to see that baby in that situation.
Neighbors like Chambrion Johnson, a father of a 1-year-old himself, struggled to process what happened.
I really don't condone domestic violence. They should just talk it out, let the child out of it.
Detectives are working to figure out several things. Number one, what sparked this domestic dispute in the first place. Unfortunately, according to some neighbors, this is an area that's prone to violence.
I've heard 3 shootings, 1 home invasion, and then this incident last night.
A tragic situation police spent hours investigating.
Well, today is the final day of summer. Fall starts tomorrow, but it already looks like winter in one part of the country. We'll tell you where after John's forecast coming up.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're watching an air temperature come in at 86 degrees. Dew point value climbed another notch during this broadcast. Now it's 74. East wind coming in at 7. A lot of sunshine, but some fair weather clouds as well. Across the region, temperatures inland are getting closer to the 90 mark with 88 Wauchula, Arcadia, 87 Mayaca City. As I mentioned, Parrish is at 87, Bradenton at 86, so Sarasota, Venice, and looking at Boca Grande coming in at 84. Northport comes in at 87 degrees. A lot of rain showers still out in Atlantic waters circling around Jose, and as I mentioned, areas around Nantucket, Cape Cod seeing some showers and some breezy conditions, and there's still some beach erosion and some heavy surf across the region, but certainly no hurricane-like conditions anywhere. Even though that thing is just still spinning out there as a tropical storm, Rain showers and even some snow, Ray will tell you about in the west. And for us, you know, locally, not a whole lot of rain falling now, but as we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see some showers begin to develop. We have some easterly wind flow bringing in these showers from the other coast, and even a thunderstorm or two popping up here at times. Let's see if we can get a lightning detection network to trigger here right around south of Fort Pierce. We saw some thunderstorm activity there. Yep, there we go, right there near West Palm. We'll probably see a few of those popping up again today locally, but as I mentioned, the only thing we have ongoing is really down in Lee County at this hour. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us. Easterly wind flow around that high pressure ridge, bringing in some of those Atlantic showers. And we watch for Maria to lift north into the, well, not exactly near Atlantic waters. It'll remain far away from the state of Florida, but certainly near enough that its influence on us will be felt. On this computer simulation, you'll see the rain showers occurring in advance of the storm and then kind of a dry area right around the storm. That dry air will be filtering into our region as we head into next week, and I think we'll enjoy some pretty sunny days, pretty much rain-free days, actually. Warm weather continues, isolated late-day showers for us, and then a little more building cloud cover. What's left over from Lee on its way out, we have Jose and Maria that we're still dealing with here. Jose, a 60-mile-an-hour storm, basically sitting there, spinning around, not doing much of anything, still forecast to maybe do a little loop-de-loop around here until a trough of low pressure eventually tears it apart. And then we have Maria, still a Category 3 storm, lifting away from Hispaniola, lifting northward up into the Atlantic as a Category 2, and then curving back out into open waters, hopefully far away from Bermuda, hopefully far away from the Bahamas, and really not a big player in the United States weather. All the forecast models agree that it goes out into the open waters. Let's hope that's true. It could get pretty close, though, to areas of the Carolina coast and create some beach erosion problems there. We'll see how that plays out. And then, as I mentioned, Jose kind of just making this little loop-de-loop, spinning around in a circle kind of motion until it becomes, by the weekend, just a remnant low. So for us today, pretty nice weather. Watch for that northeast wind to surge a little bit in the afternoon to about 15 knots. We'll have 2 to 3 foot seas and a light chop building to a moderate chop later in the day. Couple of tides, a 2:03 high tide, a low tide at 8:41, and another high tide after midnight at 1:49. And the official first alert weather forecast calls for a 20% chance of showers today, followed by increasing rain chances over the next several days and then some drying next week. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, John. Well, the calendar still says summer for one more day, but it looks more like winter right now in California. Reporter Dennis Shanahan has our story.
This is not file footage from last season, a season that had people skiing all the way into July. This is just a couple of hours ago, on the second to last night of summer. A check of the weather radar led us here to the Mount Rose Highway at a summit near 9,000 feet just north of Lake Tahoe. Here we met some sightseers getting more than they expected out of their trip to Tahoe.
This is obviously my first snow this season, and I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. I love snow.
This is wonderful because I'm from Texas, and in fact, it's in the upper 90s there today. So to get up here and see this is just beautiful, and it's a nice break.
Earlier in the day on our drive eastbound up Interstate 80, it looked as if the seasons were changing right in front of our eyes. We left a warm Sacramento to find cold, steady rain just past Blue Canyon. And up at Sugar Bowl, there is excitement blowing in the wind about the upcoming ski season, just 4 months after the previous one ended. That season saw nearly 800 inches of snowfall here.
You can just kind of feel the buzz around here. You know, everyone's starting to ramp it up to make sure they get all their projects done for the year, and then the customers are getting really excited. So I anticipate tomorrow morning our webcam is going to be flooded with views, everyone trying to check out that first snowfall.
Marketing manager John Slaughter says Sugar Bowl is busy hiring, making upgrades, and getting everything ready for the 2017-2018 season. He says nature will decide when it's time to open.
Last year, thanks to all the snowfall, we were able to extend the season into mid-May. And we'll always do that, you know, we'll open earlier and we'll stay open later if we can. It all really depends on the snowfall.
A Sugar Bowl staff member took some pictures on Tuesday of the one last patch of snow clinging to the mountain from last season near the top of Mount Lincoln. With more snow on the way, they're hoping, in theory, to have had snow on the mountain every day of this year.
Facebook is pledging to help Mexico rebuild after the earthquake there. The social media company says it will give $1 million to the Red Cross in Mexico. The money will go to help rebuild areas that were decimated. Facebook said it is also working with UNICEF to waive fees on donations made on the Facebook page. A new book about last year's presidential campaign is breaking records for sales. We'll have details up next. And a famous actress says she's proud to star in a movie about Winnie the Pooh's creator. We'll tell you who it is after this.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-671-4817.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Oh, they're playing my song. Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
The woman at the center of comedian Kevin Hart's sex tape scandal is claiming she did not know there were cameras videotaping them. Her attorney says that someone snuck cameras in the room and recorded the two of them. Now they're reporting it all to the police.
I was involved with Kevin Hart a month ago. Since then, my pictures and my name have been released with lies written about me. I am not an extortionist. I'm not a stripper. I'm a recording artist and an actress, and I have not broken any laws.
Well, she apologized for her involvement with Hart in the first place. She is not asking for money and is not suing him. She says they're both victims and they should work together to find out who snuck in the room and who leaked the tape. Leo gives back generously. Variety reports Oscar winner Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation will give over $20 million in grants to more than 100 organizations focusing on the environment. The actor made the announcement at the Yale Climate Conference. A film getting some Oscar buzz had its world premiere in London last night. Goodbye, Christopher Robin is about how author A.A. Milne created Winnie the Pooh. Margot Robbie stars as Milne's wife. Robbie says she loved Winnie the Pooh as a child. Goodbye, Christopher Robin opens next month in theaters. Hillary Clinton is breaking records as an author now. Her campaign memoir, What Happened, sold 167,000 copies in 1 week. That's the biggest first week ever for a hardcover nonfiction book in 5 years. It also sold more digital audio copies than any book in publishers' history at Simon & Schuster's. The book chronicles Clinton's thoughts on her 2016 bid for president. Well, a little more clouds than we've had the past few days today, it seems, out there.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of nice to break the heat, I guess, a little in the afternoon since we're still running a few degrees above average. But some little drier air is going to be filtering in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Maria. That'll happen, yeah, probably on Sunday, maybe on Monday. We'll see exactly what the situation is. That's my hope anyway. Now, of course, if the system tracks a little further to the east, it will be a different story. But we'll see.
Keep us posted. Thanks for watching. Our next newscast at 5. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Suncoast. Enjoy your Thursday.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.